Hi, welcome back to my channel. Austin is engaged. In fact, being engaged to Lowell Bass, let's just say Austin had pretty much no idea what she was getting into. Now, she knew that he had money. There were clues, but it didn't have any impact on how she felt about him. And so, what do? They decide, or should I say more so, Lowell says, okay, we have to go back to my home. Well, why did they have to go back to Lowell's home? Sadly, his parents died, both of them, suddenly, just now. So he has to go handle their affairs. He has to be there to handle the family business, which now I believe makes him CEO, a chief executive officer, or at least president of that business. He's got to handle the reading of the will, the distribution of millions of dollars amongst himself and his siblings. In fact, now that Lowell is back at the Bass family estate, he may not be leaving. Well, what does this mean for Austin? Now, Austin owns a bakery wherever they live. What is more is she has a very close relationship with her mother, and she's the only one her mother has. So she moves with Austin to this gorgeous estate that has its own wings. What will that mean for her business and for her mother? Now, have I told you that the name of this book is The Family Secret by Kiersten Modglin? If I haven't, forgive me. Now, when you read this book, one of the things that jumped out at me was Austin's brother said a couple of times, if not several times, to Austin, you picked the wrong brother. Well, why would he say that? Now, let's talk about the estate. When Austin is given a tour of the estate, she is in awe. And at some point, I don't quite remember when, she happens upon one of the staff. Come to find out, they have staff for everything. Maybe 2 or 3 gardeners, more than one cook, more than one housemaid, butler, you name it, they have all the staff. So much staff, in fact, that I think it's her soon-to-be sister-in-law who gave her the tour of the house, tells her, we haven't even shown you the 3rd floor. That's where all of the staff live. Okay, so the family is rich, beyond rich, millions of dollars rich. But Austin loves Lowell, and she wants to have a future together. Now, should I tell you that this is a psychological thriller? This is a psychological thriller that you can't put down. At least I couldn't put it down. Because it's full of suspense, obviously, mystery, and I want to kind of say a little bit of gaslighting. Maybe just a little bit of gaslighting. And then what is all this when Austin's soon-to-be brother-in-law mentions to her that she picked the wrong brother? Now, when you pick up a Kiersten Modglin book, like I pick up a book on my device, but nonetheless, when I pick it up, I know that whether I'm using Kindle text-to-speech or I'm reading on my Kindle Paperwhite, that it's going to be a beginning to an end type of read. And that's what happens with this book. But let's talk about Austin and Lowell for a minute. They didn't just meet, say, at a local bar or at a party and started dating and became engaged. No, their relationship goes back to college. So they've known each other for quite some time. Okay? Now, the family estate is called the pond. So when they get there, Austin says, the pond? He says, yes, because it's full of bass. So there's the joke. The Bass family is rich, okay? I mentioned a castle even. Now, when you, I keep saying okay? In reading this book, you're going to find out that there's much more than meets the eye than simply Austin meeting Lowell's family. Because remember, she's not just there to say hi, or he's not there to say, hi, this is my girlfriend, fiance, now she's going to be my wife. No. What happened to his parents? What happened to their parents? And what about the 3 siblings? Furthermore, Austin has a friend who lives relatively close to, proximity-wise, to where the pond is, the Bass family estate is. And she's going through a breakup with her husband. So Austin says, come stay with us. I mean, of course, the house is big enough. So you got drama with not only Austin and his brother, Austin and his sister, but Lowell and his brother, Lowell and his sister. But now Austin and her friend is there. And that bodes a little bit of curiosity as to why this other entity was thrown in the mix in this psychological thriller, in this great suspense novel. So, line up all your protagonists and try to figure out their motives, because you're going to be going around and around. And let me tell you, no matter how invested I was in this book, and believe me, I was very invested, I could not deduce who and why. Well, no, I won't say that. You get a bad vibe about Lowell very early on. But that's just the kind of like the tip of the iceberg. It's not the whole story. And it takes sitting down with this book, grabbing your coffee, relaxing, because you're not going to want to get up until you finish it. So there is my review for The Family Secret by Kiersten Modglin. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I have so many of her books yet to read, but going forward, I know I'll be reading every book. But I will be going back into her backlist as often as possible because her books are that good. So that is it for me. This is I think it's a self-published book. You can get it on Kindle for $6.99, or no doubt your library or Audible at some point. So give it a look-see and tell me what you think of it. Thanks for watching. Bye.